One Piece film read. Good, bad. I'll give you my opinion and a couple non-spoiler reviews, and then let's jump inside the spoilers because I tried to do no spoiler before and it didn't really work out. Hey, hey, whoa, 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 hey, hey, peppermint. And if it's first time on my channel, appreciate you for guys coming here today. I go by the name of Ange, and we are doing One Piece film read. If you guys are returning, send a lot of love, good energy, because we are in here for what is a great reaction story. This is the story of Uta, as you guys know, in a little bit of a background where we get Shanks's background. So this movie was very good. I appreciated it. It was a little bit more musical than I thought it was going to be. I did not dislike that, or I didn't dislike it up to an extent. The soundtrack is fire though. All the songs on there were very, very good. I just think that they could have minimized the amount of them. However, I forget what the lady's name is who actually does the voice of Uta for the actual songs, but she has a very amazing voice. I'm probably going to be running those songs for some point in time, but I'm gonna be rocking with them nonetheless. Uta's hosting I think like the world's biggest concert, because if you see the numbers at this concert, it is disgusting. Way over, I think the largest venue I've seen is like 50,000, or most like big artist venues are around 50,000, if not like 60,000 or so, but I feel like she definitely had more than that. You know, as we see in the trailers or like a couple spoilers, Uta and Luffy grew up together. They have a relationship, especially because of Shanks. I gotta say, like, the characters in this movie, not too many unnecessary characters. That's one thing I gotta say about this movie, is that there wasn't a character that I didn't feel like that was used for no I'd say one. I think maybe one character, and I'll literally say it's the first character that you see in the movie, and you're like, why are you here? At first you're like, why are you here? But then you're just like, why are you here? So funny enough, you know, that's kind of like how you end up actually viewing the movie. But nonetheless, it was still very, very good on the simplicity of the cast. Great character designs, great character designs. I say the animation for me maybe twice throughout the entire film where I was kind of like, I don't love this right now. Like very few moments, very few moments. For in terms of color scheme, beautiful. What they kind of did with Uta in terms of, like, you know, singing and whatnot, it was appreciated. It just wasn't as high of a value that we might have expected, but it makes perfect sense why they did it the way they did it, because if you actually watch the lyrics, I was trying to pay attention to the lyrics in the song to actually see if they like gave away anything significant about like the One Piece and stuff along those lines, but I didn't grab anything. I could be wrong, but I didn't happen to actually notice anything that kind of dove specifically into, you know, teasers about hints about the One Piece versus you know, anything along those lines. So we got some very big reveals in this film. Obviously this film is not canon, you know, based off how they put it. Oda can make a lot of this canon. However, I do think that certain spoilers, certain things that are dropped in this movie are spoilers, or sorry, are meant to be canon, and we will find out at a later date. You know, overall, I loved the way that this movie went. Maybe I should probably dive in a little bit more to the spoiler free. However, I'd rather talk spoilers. So this is your fair warning right now. If you're happen to be watching this video and you do not want to be spoiled, if you haven't seen the movie, I wouldn't tell you to continue on watching this video. However, I greatly would appreciate it. And make sure you guys hit that subscribe while you're doing it. So this movie starts off on an island in a country with Uta. So this island has happened to actually have been destroyed at one point years ago, and we find out, unfortunately, that this island was actually destroyed by Shanks, and the crew members. Again, I said spoilers. Leave the video now. We find out that the island got destroyed by Shanks. Obviously, if you've been a fan of One Piece, if you're anyone besides Uta, you're not gonna believe it, right? And even that is kind of confusing because I don't want to dive into that yet. But Luffy jumps on stage. He's pretty confident that the girl that's in front of him is his old childhood friend Uta. She gets super excited. She goes on with her performance. Or sorry, Luffy blurts out that she's the daughter of Shanks. So now you have a lot of people trying to come in and attack her, from the Big Mom pirates. I don't believe CP0 had shown up yet, but you have, like, you know, just various different pirates were already planning to kidnap her. Luffy happens to go on stage first, and then it's funny just because, like, Luffy does what he wants. He has no concern or no thought processes for the fact that this is like a concert that's being held. He's just like, hey, what's up? We know each other, right? Like, you know, or he's like, I thought that was you. So, you know, there's like just a mini fight, and they happen to be you know, there's like various different pirates that are trying to attack Uta, and Uta's like, nah, don't worry, don't worry, there will be no fighting. And she was right, because her powers, her devil fruit powers of the Sing Sing fruit are tapped. They are crazy. It's so, depending on, we've seen this time and time again, depending on, some devil fruits are just made for people, and like based off all the One Piece characters, like, yeah, you have the Nika no Mi, but like that's supposed to be like a perfect fit for Luffy. But I think this fits more than anyone, because she can actually sing. She's been singing for years, and everybody's trying to figure out what her powers are, how they work, and things along those lines. Little does he know that Uta had actually told Luffy how her powers work years ago, funny enough. So once everybody kind of figures out that how Uta's powers work, okay, I'm kind of going a little ahead of myself. Let's backtrack a little bit. Uta asks Luffy what it is he's doing, or, you know, what's he doing nowadays. Or Luffy, you know, is kind of just saying, like, you know, I'm proud that you're singing now, or what happened to you, one day you're just gone. She says Shanks said you were singing. Shanks, one day she came back, and one day this red hair pirates came back, and you just weren't there. So at this time, Uta referred to herself as Shanks's daughter, and she was the singer of the red hair pirates. She was the musician of the red hair pirates, and so he announces to her, like, yeah, I'm planning on being the pirate king. And so she actually asks Luffy, you know, where Shanks is. She wanted to know where Shanks was, and how come Luffy had the hat. So she isn't aware of anything that took place so far. And Luffy, so she actually tells Luffy to stop being a pirate. And, you know, it was like crazy. It was like he didn't even pay her any mind. Like, he didn't even acknowledge the fact that she said something like that. And then so she keeps on going on and going on. She's like, Luffy, you know, like, stop being a pirate. You don't need to be a pirate. And then you see like a moment where it's kind of like her eye kind of has like a psychotic look to it. It's a very small glimpse of it, but like you have to like really have noticed. And it was crazy to see, because all of a sudden, lo and behold, your villain is revealed. Uta ends up being the main villain, or is the villain, not even the main villain. She is the villain of the film, and they did a great job at what the background story was behind it. There was a little confusion for me at a single point in the movie, because it kind of gets revealed that they try to hide what happened to the island. You know, there's a piece of music called the Tot Musica, and it's an ancient piece of lyrics that bring the Demon King to life if you have a singer with a good voice. And you know, one day I think Uta was able to hit the note, or was able to hit, you know, was singing, and it came to her. She happened to sing it, and she ended up destroying the island which Shanks was on at the time. And she had to, you know, take it down. And when she took it down, you know, everybody on the island ended up dying. Shanks decided to not let Uta know, and he told her protector, or her guardian, to never tell her, as well as make sure that she becomes the greatest singer in the world. So that is interesting to see. That was that was an interesting aspect of it. What shocked me was the part where Uta ended up being the villain. It kind of like made sense that, you know, lo and behold, they're saying that Shanks did it. They're saying that Shanks did, but lo and behold, it was actually Uta who did everything that happened to the island. So yeah, crazy to see, guys. Very crazy to see. Various different Gordon was her father's name. Okay, yeah, so we have Kizaru, we have the admirals Kizaru and Sakasuki. They are there to actually stop Uta, because the government and the Gorosei are aware of her powers. So people are aware of her powers and her strength. I believe that they tried to like section off the island for a while, and there's a great amount of soldiers there, but her powers are just like OP, where she says like, yeah, you can go ahead and kill me, but like it doesn't bring anybody back to life, so just sit still. And they're in a dream world this entire time, or everybody's dreaming. In real life, their physical bodies are able to actually fight for Uta, but it's like she has a good heart, because she didn't really want anybody to actually get hurt. But once they're trapped in the dreamland, she's willing to go full all out. So it kind of like gets to a point in the film where, you know, she doesn't want there to be pirates anymore, so she was isolated for the majority of her life, and she didn't get to see her first introduction to the world was people hearing her music. And like, so that's kind of where the part that gets me confused a little bit, where after this big reveal of finding out what happens and what actually happened, Uta says she actually is aware and knows that what she did to the island, but in her thought process, she's like, how can I turn back? And that was kind of confusing to me. So I'm guessing it kind of like had to do more with the Demon King a little bit, like possessing her, or having somewhat of a hold on her, which is just like kind of pushing her and nudging her a little bit more into actually completing what it is took place. You know, what it is she was trying to accomplish, which was like the complete. She wanted everybody to be with her. It was like, you know, she was alone. When you're a musician, that's a huge thing as well. You have to isolate yourself a lot of the time, but like, you know, myself included. And then she finally managed to break free, and she got an audience. And then based off just her audience, she based a lot of the world around that. Shanks said to her, I think, that it would heal the world. Like her voice would heal, her music, her voice could heal the world, and that, you know, plays a huge part. I don't know, I can't tell if it was because of the Tote Musica, which was controlling her the whole time, because she didn't actually activate it until close to the end of the film. Luffy kicked ass this movie. And sorry, so like kind of next subject, Shanks in this movie. We got Shanks in this movie. We've confirmed a couple of things. Obviously it's not canon, but besides a couple of things, we confirmed that the sky is as fast as lightning. We confirmed that he is Uta's father. We confirmed that him and Luffy are still not meant to meet face to face. We confirmed that his crew is nasty, and there's a lot of similarities between the red hair pirates as well as the straw hat pirates. This movie here is actually pretty funny. Like, there's a lot of enjoyable moments, a lot of moments to laugh. Like, I was actually like you know, like dead of laughter at some points in the film. So it's a great balance how they kind of slid in there. Zoro might have the highlight for the funniest moment in the entirety of the film, I must say. We get Shanks Katakuri moments. Like, we get a lot of special moments here in this film that did feel special, and that was a nice little refreshing thing to see. Like, if I could find it online, I would probably go watch it again, just because, like, to see what I didn't see, to perhaps see it on a smaller screen where it's like I'm not trying to, like, all right, over here this is happening, okay, what's all right, like, you know, where it's like like you have a lot to kind of like follow along with your eyes. And I love the song, I love the lyrics to the songs. I'm probably gonna actually listen to like the song like right after, actually, just because I was really rocking with them. Kobe steps up in this movie. He kicking ass. He's more of a, he doesn't have a devil fruit, so he's more of a Shanks type. He's more of a Garp. He's very, very similar to Garp in that respect, because he doesn't use a devil fruit, but he's really, you know, learning to, he kind of reminds me of but he's closer to that. And she takes shrooms in this movie. Anybody realize she took shrooms in this movie? If you saw it, and I hope you did, because this is, again, is a spoiler reaction, she's taking shrooms in this movie. Don't take shrooms, kids. She even tried to kill Luffy in this movie, which was very sad, very upsetting, because she doesn't realize how far she's fallen or how far she is willing to go. And I think like I think she does, because she's like, at one point she had a line in a movie where she's like, okay, I guess the world doesn't need you, or something like that. And I'm like, Cap, R.I.P. Takeoff. So again, we saw like all this red hair pirates. We saw Ben Beckman hold up Kizaru again, because Kizaru's a little bitch. We saw, I think he's a lot stronger than he puts on, but I think like he does know when he's defeated, because there was something along the lines where it's like at the end of the movie, Shanks tells everybody, look, this is my daughter. I will, if you want to come for her, you better be ready to die. And like, this is in present time. You know what I mean? Because everybody was coming after her at this point, just because of like all the things that were happening and taking place. He's as fast as lightning. like I don't think people understand that. I don't think people understand and comprehend that, how big that is. And big spoiler alert. We got Shanks's last name, and I want to say it's Farland. I was hearing Fairland, but I heard Farland, or I think I read Farland. F-A-R-L. I feel like it was F-A-R-L-A-N-D. I believe that's what. I believe that's how they spelled it. I believe. I'm just trying to look here. Yeah, guys. So we get Shanks's last name in this movie, and I believe again it's Farland or Fairland. I can't tell which one it is, but I love it. It was so quick and like a glimpse. It was so quick and like a glimpse in a conversation between the Gorosei, because they believe that like Uta is revealed to be Shanks's daughter, and then the Gorosei is like, oh, then she must be from the Farland family. You're like, huh? But they keep on talking about something else. So I really did think that is Shanks's last name. We're gonna get that Shanks Farland, or Farland Shanks, which is interesting, because what's Sebek's name? It's not Farland. Or maybe it is, who knows? But like, I think it kind of also confirms that Shanks is like a royal. He has royal blood to him. And yeah, this movie was great. I have a lot more spoilers. I'm trying to think. Oh, Usopp. So again, as I was saying, like since the red hair pirates pulled up, we had Usopp's father pull up, and we actually do have an opportunity for them to communicate, where he actually mentions his dad not being around, but he communicates with his dad, where he's able to see what his dad sees with observation hockey. And that is one of the craziest aspects, and I think it has to do because they're father and son. But beyond that, that's actually ridiculous superpower that I didn't think that would be a thing between two observation hockey users is that they can actually read, but they can see each other's eyes, which is magnificent. Um, yeah, guys, now this is a great film overall. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, sending a lot of love, good energy. Let me see. Let me look at my notes real quick, just in case, because there was a couple of things that I had mentioned, might not have mentioned. Shanks, the plot twist. All right, the last thing. Do we see Gear 5 in Film Red? We do. We do. Did it make sense? It had to, because the timeline, where it was, why, based off Uta's powers, it looks as though you needed it to, because they needed someone to hit the final villain boss, whatever, the Demon King. They needed to take out the Demon King simultaneously, so on the same side, so at the same time, on two different sides of reality. But nonetheless, guys, this reaction was amazing. This movie was great. I can't wait to see the next one. I appreciate everybody. Yes, we saw the Nika fruit. It was kind of, I definitely jumped out of my seat when I saw it, just because I was like, okay, he's going gear 4. Gear 4 is attacking. Okay, they're about to do a final move. What's this final move gonna be? And then all of a sudden, you kind of see the white smoke and whatnot show up. So that was pretty crazy to see. We didn't get a close up though. We didn't get a close up because we technically can't get a close up until. Can we get a close up? No, well, no. Gear 5 has already happened. I was thinking like we can't get it because it's not in the anime yet, but it's been in the manga, so it's just interesting to see like that's where they decided to use it. But it came out after everything that happened, so you had to have watched it. Anyways, the great movie. You know, I probably give it 8.59 up there because like I really like this movie. But it's not, if you're not a One Piece fan and you're watching this movie, I don't think it's gonna turn you into a One Piece fan. But if you are a One Piece fan, I think you'll have a fairly decent time watching it. Just for like it's especially like all the little stuff that they have in there. So appreciate everybody again. It's your boy Young Ange. I will catch you guys on the next reaction video. Send my love, energy. It's your boy. Hey, hey.